Yo, what's going on, party people? It's been a rough day. Rough day, personally, but nothing compared to what our friends are going through. Specifically, well, Hassan's not our friend. We don't know him. But it's bullshit what they're doing. And we're going to talk a little bit about why what is happening to Hasan Piker is utter horse shit, and defending Hasan by attacking his ops. So we're going to excoriate his ops because, hey, what's going on, everybody? If you are on Instagram, we monitor our chat over on Twitch. So come join us if you can over there. It's helpful to support us. Hasan is king. He's what's up, Abdul? Please be join us on Twitch. It's the easiest way to support us. Yeah, so I'm going to do that there. Let me see here. Save changes. Okay. We are live. If you're joining us now, please be sure to say hello. Jump in. This is a conversation. We're having one. I think what's happening to Hasan Piker is bullshit. Not because I agree with Hasan Piker on all of his shit, but because this is so very clearly an attack by the worst parts of the Democratic establishment. Period. End of sentence. That's it. They're sick and tired of us, regular people, coming at them with valid points about them working harder to fight actual progressive policy than they are against fighting fascism. Because fascism, however morally reprehensible it is to someone like Chuck Schumer, which I'm not even convinced it is, given his support of a genocide. Here you go. This is my account on Twitter, on X. So Hasan Piker is being condemned for what Dana Bash said to... Yeah, here we go.
A lot of the actions by you and your government are making Jews in the United States unsafe. Congresswoman Haley Stevens, she's running for Senate in Michigan, said Benjamin Netanyahu has made us less safe. He has frankly put Jews in an uncomfortable position across the country. Have you?
Well, it's made her uncomfortable because she can't stand up for the truth. She's trying to probably excuse anti-Semitism.
She's not. I just want to explain. She's somebody who supports Israel. She supports funding Israel, which is diminishing big time.
Yeah, it was funny when that worked out because that was very clearly a work. They were doing that on purpose to help Haley Stevens at the time gain distance between her and So, yeah, it's pretty much bullshit what they're doing to Hasan. I'm pretty tired. The people obsessed with Piker are the ones who campaigned with him, pool partied with him, had him at their election night parties and GOP ad makers. AES distance now so he can win. Question is why you care more about defending Hasan than beating Rogers. Neera Tanden can shut the fuck up all day long and twice on Sunday. She is a Hillary Clinton, Andrew Cuomo, establishment Democrat, Center for American Progress. You know, when her fucking thing got started, Center for American Progress, that's when progress stopped. I mean, we never had progress, but I mean, Neera Tanden's goal is to undo what's left of the New Deal from the center. She's so full of shit. And you know how I know the Center for American Progress is horse shit? Because she doesn't do anything except tweet about Hasan Piker, which is the entire point of this. Let's look. Here we go. This is the person who says it's bad to be obsessed with Hasan Piker. Let's see what she got here. Neera Tanden. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what her. Oh man, you guys are so high on your own supply. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, it's all Hasan all the time from Neera Tanden. Sounds like somebody who could have used that big fat fucking paycheck she got from the Clinton Foundation to do some therapy. But instead what she's doing is desperately clinging on to what little meaning she has in her life, which is being told by people that think they're important, that she's important, that her thoughts and opinions matter, that they still matter because she can pick up the phone and get on Jake Tapper's show. Oh, wait, was this the person who worked for Palantir? Yeah, didn't Haley have to answer for you working for Palantir? Well done. What's wrong with that? In my opinion, it's way better working for a company that profits on war crimes than it is working for The key with tweets is that there are 3 lengths: long, too long, and way too fucking long. It's pretty funny too how this like coordinated attack against Piker comes out right when we are starting to get the we're just starting to get the picture of what's happening with Jared Kushner and Hakeem Jeffries and all this bullshit. Yeah, it's pretty funny how they're able to shift the news cycle. I'm pretty sure though that the people that Hasan Piker is communicating with, which is people that have a low propensity to vote, don't give a fuck what Neera Tanden has to say about him. Period. They don't care. What's up? We got some chatters here. We got 8 people in the chat. What's going on? Say hello if you're here. If you're in Instagram, come and join us on YouTube or Twitch. I think we're only going to be doing streams on Instagram a little bit longer. I don't really think that it helps, and it just kind of adds stress. So if you like the Party Crashers vibe, be sure to join us. We are attacking all of the pro-AIPAC Democrats that are attacking Hasan. Not because we agree with Hasan 100% of the time. Not because of that, but because it's dangerous to attack any member of the coalition like this, especially because here we go. Hakeem Jeffries is meeting Benjamin Netanyahu. Cool. Let me ask everybody one question here. Has Hasan Piker ever done anything violent? Has he ever told his followers anything other than anti-Semitism is dangerous? No. In fact, anytime they try and take a 30-second clip of Hasan Piker out of context, you can Google all of the times that Hasan Piker has gone out of his way to denounce extremism. So, you begin to wonder why. Why is everybody attacking Hasan all of a sudden? This is coordinated attack, right? And it's because they're being propped up in office with unlimited campaign donations from super PACs. And I'm not just talking about AIPAC either. Hasan, people like Hasan, people like us. I mean, we're on very different levels. We're playing Little League and Hasan's in the majors. But people on the left, people that are truly on the left, that are looking at this thing for what it is, which is a casino. Okay? This entire fucking game is a casino. And the people that lose money because of the type of thing that Hasan says, there's a lot of people. Defense contractors, AIPAC, the Ellisons. It's bad for business. Anytime you shift the Overton window away from war and pain and suffering and fear, you move it away from capital. Period. End of sentence. And all of this is about that, protecting capital. And I say protecting capital not because I'm a socialist or a communist or any of that shit. It's about money. That's all it's about. It's about money. It's about nothing except money. It's so lame. It's so fucking boring. Oh, here we go. Mike Collins, former staffer, posted KKK and Nazi images. How many people in the Democratic Party have denounced this? Yeah, it seems like, yeah. Why hasn't anybody denounced this? Sorry, I forget that I'm on stream right now. Yo, what's up? He's advocated for violence multiple times. No, he hasn't, Mark. Trump advocated violence, but y'all love him. So, no, actually, we don't. I was about to play VR, but saw your live, so I'll be here instead. Effed Up Nation, thank you. Praise our daddy Trump, the best president in American history. Thanks, Gear Jammer. Trump's the GOAT. Hell yeah. Trump can't hear you. You understand that, right? Yes, thank you. Who was arrested in front of the Supreme Court for bringing a guillotine in the back of his truck and parking it out front. Yeah, I think so. Let's see here. Gear Jammer. I'm going to go ahead and ban him. This is why we need Sprout. Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate you. Yeah, Hasan Piker has not advocated for violence any times. What happens is Hasan Piker spends 8 hours in front of a camera talking in front of a microphone. So then his ops can basically do what they need to do to take these things out of context and then do their best to oh, here we go. Neera Tanden. Perfect. Let's see here.
Is that things are really bad in the country. So I think where, you have moderates kind of talking about incrementalism and the left talking about more radical change. I think that's going to actually push people towards the left because, the left is right that it's insane that we do have a trillionaire dictating election outcomes by the level of spending he's doing.
Whoa, wait, what? Neera Tanden is saying that? Why is she saying that? Is it because everybody hates her on Twitter? Yeah, I feel like GTA 6, like, there's no way for it. It's going to be like Cyberpunk. Like, remember how stoked everybody was about Cyberpunk? And then Cyberpunk came out. I remember I bought it. And I think it's a good game now, but I'm going to start gaming. I have a big life change going on at the moment, and it's really been difficult. But once I'm done with my move out of my apartment, I am going into my new place. I'm going to be gaming on stream. I think I'm going to start with Elden Ring. And any other games that y'all want to play. Like I like FIFA too, but I'm mostly into RPGs. So let's see here. Who are these honkies? It can't be good. 3 South Carolina teens arrested after allegedly cutting down a flock hammer and smashing it with a hammer until its battery exploded. Okay, that's okay. Well, I gotta say, I was expecting the worst there. I'm like, look at this picture, and you see 3 South Carolina teens, and then you're like, oh man, I don't know where else this is going, but it can't be good. And then it says, boom, flock hammer, smashing it with a hammer until its battery exploded. We do not advocate for vandalism on this podcast or whatever the fuck this thing is. But we can laugh at other people's decisions. Yeah, no, he did.
Here. It's bullshit. Ezra Klein warned about this false conflation between Zionism and Judaism harms Jews. This is very basic, elementary. It's false. It's bullshit. Ezra Klein warned about this exact same thing. Anti-Zionism is rising as a response to what Israel is doing. It will simply not be possible to treat it as a marginal viewpoint that can be shamed or shunned into invisibility. Yes, anti-Semitism often cloaks itself in anti-Zionism, so don't do the anti-Semites work for them. If you keep telling people that if they oppose the Jewish state, they must hate Jewish people, eventually they will believe you. The false conflation between Judaism and Zionism, the false conflation between Jews and Israel makes Jews less safe. But they frame it as me saying it's a good thing that this is happening. You're teaching people the trope of dual loyalty. I want someone to sincerely watch even these clips and then tell me what anything I'm saying is anti-Semitic. I'm saying Jews are not monolithic. Zionism is not Judaism. False conflation being regurgitated at a time when Israel's unpopularity has reached newest highs is very dangerous for the truth, and it's very dangerous for Jews in general. It's not a controversial position at all.
No, and actually, it's frankly, it's supported in the numbers. That's the thing that really pisses me off about this whole fucking specious garbage is that oh, thanks so much for saying that, Effed Up Nation. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's been horrible, to be honest with you. It's been brutal. But this is keeping me going. You all are keeping me positive and showing up for work. This was kind of my plan for the last 6 months is to be doing this, given this has been I've been doing comedy and performing and acting for 15 years part-time. And by I mean part-time, I mean like getting paid to do it part-time. And now I'm in a position where I got a little bit of runway. And despite
the false conflation between Zionism and Judaism,
the plan was to do 6 months of it. So I'm giving this 6 months full-time streaming comedy. So 62% of Democratic Party leaders, by the way, speaking of which, I am giving, this is my challenge to myself. I am giving myself 6 months to make a living streaming, doing comedy. I've been doing comedy part-time for 15 years, and I was let go of a job wrongfully. So I had to kind of decide that I'm going to throw it all in on comedy for a little while before I decide if I need to get another job, because I had some savings. So we're starting this channel, and we don't have monetization on YouTube, so anybody just being here watching this is a huge thing. But a few people have asked, is there any way to support us? There's a Buy Me a Coffee link I just put in the chat. You never have to give us anything, though. There's no paywalls ever. Our content is always going to be free to those who want it. Your attention is payment enough. But, people asked and I'm answering. And, yeah. But this whole thing with Hasan is utter horseshit. And especially because the people that are attacking him are so clearly doing it because they have no other place to hang their hat with respect to their ideology, because you can't take a side if you're concerned about corporate interests. The Democrats in this thing, our friend Rogue DNC, who I really love their work, and you know, met them. I've had the opportunity to meet them before, and I'm trying to find the post. It's condemning Hasan Piker. They had a great post that I'm trying to find right now, which I can't, which is funny because I hope it didn't get taken down. I did save it to put it up in the stream, but for whatever reason, I can't. Oh, here we go. Found it. Great. Thank you. As you can see, me and Valenti both reposted it, but these are the Democrats. I unofficially can't afford much right now, but I've been telling people to go to your channel. I've been watching your videos to give you watch time so you can monetize. Boom. Effed up nation. Do not ever. We know you support us. Even just being here is enough support. But I really, really appreciate you doing what you can do to support us. That means the world to me. I can't tell you how much that means to me. That you're taking the time out of your day to tell your friends about the channel, to watch the channel, because we're small, but we got big ass energy. Not like ass. I have a very small ass, but we got big energy, and we got a strong ass foundation that we're going to continue to build brick by brick. And it's not about dollars and cents, baby. Never. It's never about dollars and cents. It can't be about dollars and cents if we're going to do things differently. So thank you, but nobody, you don't have to afford anything to be a part of this community, period. Zero. You're here. You're with us. That's what Party Crashers is all about. That's why I pay the editor we have, Chris. Shout out to Chris. I love you, Chris. We pay the, we have a creative director who's out there who watches our streams and gives us notes. We got a graphic designer, Izzy. And we make sure that all those people get paid with what little money that we have, but it's not, but we don't, you are paying us with your time and attention, my friend. And I can't tell you how much it means to me that you're telling other people about the channel and that you're watching our YouTube videos, because that means a lot. That really means a lot. I appreciate it. Even just being here on stream helps us get monetized. So, which I actually just recently found out that if you just sit and watch somebody streaming, that counts towards your watch hours, and we're actually getting pretty close. We're about 10% of the way there. So, YouTube's going to double their watch requirements, but we're going to get there. Anyways, back to defending Hasan. Democrats condemning Hasan Piker in their AIPAC bag. So let's see all of them. Okay, so this was Hasan's controversial statement. If Jews in America keep putting this idea out there that they are singularly invested in Israel, which is simply not true, because polling shows that American Jews are not monolithic with respect to their support for Israel, because Israel is not Judaism. Zionism is not Judaism. Eventually, someone is going to come around and take action, not against the state of Israel, mind you, but against American Jews. I don't know how people don't recognize how dangerous this predicament is, how dangerous this is for Jews. That seems like a perfectly normal assessment and analysis, because it's exactly what Dana Bash told Benjamin Netanyahu. She said, and Haley Stevens said that about Benjamin Netanyahu, that American Jews feel unsafe because of what Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel are doing to Palestinians. And so, therefore, people will wrongfully conflate Zionism with Judaism. I went to a BDS repeal hearing that would allow companies to boycott war crimes, period, whether Israel's committing them or somebody else. And there were several American Jews who were proponents of empowering corporations like Ben & Jerry's to boycott selling ice cream in the occupied Palestinian territories because of crimes against humanity that are being committed by the occupying force. And those American Jews, some of them were the leaders of J Street, some of them had lived in Israel, all said the exact same thing. They said, We do not support what is happening in Palestine. And do not let the ADL or anybody who is a pro-Israel Zionist speak for all American Jews, because they do not speak for me. And then they cited a Washington Post poll that stated that the majority of American Jews were against what is happening in Palestine right now. The reason they are going after Hasan is because Hasan is bad for business. Not just the business of AIPAC. He is bad for the business of defense contractors. He is bad for crypto. He is bad for AI. He is bad because he is proving, him and his community are proving that people power is powerful. You guys are the best. Chicky, you're the best. You're the best. Nobody here ever has to, what kind of potato camera do I have? I have a Nikon, but I guess it does kind of look like a potato. Are you talking about the shape of my head, Professor? I might need to get a new camera, but working on it. Hey, this means a lot to me. Thank you, Chicken Nuggies. Actually, paying your bills full time and being with your family and helping them out, that is the best way that you can support us. Because honestly, this is why I really respect Hasan, because Hasan is all about making sure that the people that are watching him become the best versions of themselves. I don't watch Hasan. I'm too busy trying to make my own stuff, but I really, really like the, I don't even know what this means. But you have the paperclip from Microsoft Word in like 2003 as your profile picture. So I don't know what to make of you yet, Dylan. But the thing about Hasan is that, like, if you watch him, I think he's an important person, because young people, especially young men, need to find people that they can relate to so that they don't become angry assholes, anti-Semites that follow Nick Fuentes and Andrew Tate and all that. That's all horrible shit. That's all horrible shit that people like Hasan are like, no, I'm gonna meet them where they are and try and get them down a different path. And I used to be a teacher. I was a teacher in middle school. I worked in Spain in middle school, and in the United States, I was a teaching assistant in high school, and I was an after-school tutor in from K through 5, fifth grade. And yes, that's exactly what we need, F'd Up Nation. And you know what the most important source of love, acceptance, and hope is? From ourselves. We need to accept ourselves. We need to love ourselves, and we need to give ourselves hope. But the only way we can do that is through community, because no one always accepts themselves, no one always loves themselves, and no one always feels hope. So when you don't, you have two choices. You can reach for something that numbs you out so that you don't feel despair, or you can reach for someone. You can pick up the phone, you can jump in our chat, you can do what you need to do. Yeah, not just young men or young women, all of us. You're absolutely right. And you can either choose to reach for someone and say, hey, I need help. I need to talk to somebody. I want to go get a cup of coffee or play pool or play sports or do whatever the hell you want. Just sit in the room with somebody and just stare at a wall because you're sad. Just knowing that you're with someone else is all that matters. And here's the thing, like, young women need it, young men need it, non-binary people, trans people, gay people, black people, it doesn't matter. Everybody needs somebody. You need somebody that you can reach to, whether it's a friend, a family member, somebody in the chat. It doesn't matter. You need to build that community. We need to build it ourselves, because and you can tell that these communities that are being built out there, whether it be Hasan's community or my friend Kat Abu Ghazaleh has a thing called Kapow, and she's built a community. And you know, I know a lot of people who have built communities. Like Meg has built a hell of a community of people. That's one that you may not know about. I guarantee you don't know about it. But like, me and Meg are members of oh yeah, fuck all that noise. Okay, thanks. Or Chris's community. How could I forget Chris? Oh, this guy's got to get yeah, we don't need any of that. We don't need any of that incel self-hatred shit here, okay? There's plenty of that on the internet. If you're going to come in here with the negative waves, Chris Valenti's community, it's absolutely right. There are places you can go, people, okay? There are places you can go, and you would have never, I would not be talking to you right now if I wasn't in a dark place at one moment in my life, a truly dark place. Right now I'm in a tough spot, but I'm not in a dark place between my ears, because when things get too negative, I come here and talk to you, or I call my friends and my family, and I know that they love me and I feel safe. But the thing that freaks the people in power out, okay? We can even remove the politics from it, okay? All these people that I'm flipping through. Here we go. Alyssa Slotkin, CIA. Boom. Cory Booker. Look at all those corporations he's got on his wrist. Merck, GE, Susie. I've never even heard of her. Brad Schneider. Hakeem Jeffries. The thing that makes them all scared, Richie Torres, Jackie Rosen, Josh Gottheimer. The thing that makes them scared, these corporate Democrats that believe in nothing except their own power. Whoa, that's awesome. Effed Up Nation, I didn't know that. That's a policy we're stealing from Chris. Okay. We have a system where if you desperately need help, you can ask the entire community and we'll send you $1. Figured that was cool and worth mentioning. Hey, if you haven't joined our Discord yet, hang on a second. Oh, by the way, we have a website. It's not quite finished yet, but you can join our Discord from the website. Hang on a second. And then you can get notified every time we go live. Here's a Discord invite. I've been angry when I had no role models, but only at the oppression. I've been a people's community activist since birth. Hell yeah. Yeah, Chris does it. Chris told me about the Discord, and that's why we made one. And you all definitely come through. The reason why Chris is awesome is because we all believe in the concept of a non-zero sum game. A zero sum game is where you have $1 and I have $1, and then if we play each other, then one of us has to take the other $1. That's a zero sum game because that means that somebody's left with $0. But what it's really all about is about having $1, somebody else having $1, and figuring out how to get everybody to have more because we're together. We're more together than we are alone. And yes, that is going to be a policy that we have, Effed Up Nation. We're going to do like a little till. That's a good idea. I like that. Actually, one thing I want to do in the community is I want to create like a little fund for people that are like artists who like want to draw something or do something. I want to create a little fund so that if like somebody's like, hey, I got an idea for a drawing, I could be like, cool, here's $100, just make it. Cause like when I was doing stand up, I would go to these bars in like Southern Indiana or whatever. And, somebody would be like, hey, we'll give you $100 to perform. And then I would drive down there and like, it would be like, I'd show up and I'd get like $50 and I'd be like, I'm a professional comedian now. But like, it still feels good. It's a ripoff. But, I think it's cool to give people an opportunity to feel valued. With money sucks. Money's like the worst form. Money's like democracy. What Winston Churchill said about democracy is that Winston Churchill, not a great guy, but great quote. He said, democracy is not the best form of government. It's just the best one it's just the least worst form that we found so far. money isn't the best form of value. It's just the only one we all agree is valuable. And if somebody wants to be an artist, bro is a professional comedian. Exactly. Chicken nuggies. Let me tell you something. The only people who decide who an artist is, unfortunately, are the people who decide who God is, which is the IRS. So when I started having to put comedy on my tax returns, that's when I started telling myself I was a comedian and telling everybody else. So going back to Richie Torres, but these people, Richie Torres and all these, yep, I am a professional actor. You can look at my IMDb. I'm in the Screen Actors Guild. I even have my Screen Actors Guild card somewhere around here. I always keep it close because 5 years ago, I said, actually, it was like 7 years ago, I wrote out like a 5-year plan, and I had all 4 things knocked off except one thing. I had one thing left, which was become a member of the Screen Actors Guild, and I had 2 parts that were SAG roles, and you need to have 3 in order to join the union. No. You're perfectly remembering. Oh, yeah. No, you're good. Don't worry about it, Effed Up Nation. In fact, I could use a little, here, let's see here. You can go to my, let's see if we can go to my, yeah, I'm an actor. So, but that's the thing that freaks out, people like Richie Torres and all these Democrats and all their super PAC friends and all this corporate money. They're afraid because we're starting to realize that if we all band together and support one another, despite how much it costs when we help each other out, despite how much time and energy it takes to go show up for somebody and be vulnerable for them and make them feel safe, they're starting to realize that we're starting to realize that no matter how much it costs us, we're just investing in ourselves. That's what scares them, because you can't buy that. You can't buy the safety and security you get from being a part of something larger than yourself. And no matter what they do, there is nothing they can do that will make them as powerful as people when they get together. So when they see people getting together, they got to keep them split up. You've seen Satan through the eyes of Jesus? You mean through his eyes? Ha ha! You're not the only one with Jesus Christ watching your back, Rick Campanella, 4254. Boop. He's watching my 6. You've seen Satan through the eyes of Jesus. Smokey, thanks for being here, my friend. That's why all this bullshit with Hasan, like, all this is noise. It never sticks. It never sticks. It never sticks. It can't. Because this is the thing about stories. There's a difference between stories and propaganda. And the thing about stories is that they have meaning. Okay? And meaning is truth. And truth only comes from people. Okay? It only comes from people and what people witness and what they actually see. And what people see is values. They see values. And values can only be translated in action. So whatever they say about Hasan, or me or anybody else, look at what we do, and you know the truth. But look at their voting record. Look at their voting record and tell me that they care about people. They don't. They don't. They care about themselves. And that's the most disappointing thing. Let's see what Robert Reach has to say about this.
When you talk to voters, they are extremely angry at the Democratic Party, even if they didn't vote for Trump. What went wrong in the Democratic Party? How did the Democratic Party become so corporate? And where were those mistakes made? Was it NAFTA?
What's up,
was
Al?
it in compromising on single-payer healthcare? What went wrong?
Oh, I think you've got to go way back, back to the early 1980s, when the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee under, let's say it was Tony Coelho at the time, made a deal with corporate America and said essentially, look, we are in control of the House. We've been in control of the House since 1955. Remember, this is the early 80s. So we're going to be in control of the House forever. Why shouldn't we drink at the same trough as the Republicans? And that proved to be a deal that was really an unmaking of the Democratic Party. I mean, once the Democrats began drinking at the same corporate trough as the Republicans, it's very difficult to bite the hands that feed you. And I saw again and again Democrats who were reluctant to take on big corporations and Wall Street because of all the funding that was coming from big corporations and Wall Street. The big difference I see now is that Democrats are saying, many Democrats, not all, but many Democrats are saying to those funding sources, those big corporations and the wealthy people, they're saying, no, we don't want your money. We are actually depending now on small donations. We think we can do it. We're organizing like mad, and we're creating a very different kind of campaign.
You see the look at the side eye here that the host is doing. Let's look back. We're gonna go no sound here. This is an important thing, okay? When you're on camera, yeah, it's your voice. Make sure you vote. If anybody ever needs a voting guide, let me know. I got you covered. We're actually going to talk about it tonight on stream at 8:00 with our guy Hunter. He's good people. He's the national press coordinator for 5051, and he's got the Party Crashers political director. That's our thing. Okay, so let's look at the host's eyes. Look at his eyes. You can see him looking off camera to his producer. We don't know what's going to happen at the end of this clip, but let's see what happens. You see his eyes. Look at his eyes. You can see him dart to look off camera. Yep, there, one. Once, is he getting a message? What's happening? Do you guys see that? I don't know. They don't like it. Corporate media, that's the other reason why it's important to support independent media, is that corporations don't like any of this either. Let's see.
Pussy. Okay. Now let's talk about Car Universe 911. In cars, that's right. I'm gonna do it again. Car.
It's so funny. It's so funny how, like, whoa, holy cow. That's got to be AI. Of course it's AI, but that would be cool if it was practical. God, it's so lame. Oh my God, Ben Shapiro, shut up, dude. Ben Shapiro, no, I'm not going live with Hunter Howell. I'm going live with Hunter Dunn. But I didn't register to vote at 18 when I got my license, and I'm only 19, and my state hasn't had much vote-worthy candidates yet. If you don't vote, you can't complain. Now, you can still complain. You just got to make sure to get registered. We don't shame here, okay? We're not judgmental. We're curious. Remember, we got to educate. We got to help people, okay? Here's the thing, chicken nuggies. Wherever you're at, there is candidates. There are always candidates worth supporting, even if they can't win, because here's the thing. Here's the thing, folks. Can anybody tell me what Abdul El Sayed was doing in 2016? Yeah, it's all right though. Yeah, I know you do. I know you do, Smokey. That's what I'm saying. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love, baby. Don't worry. No need to apologize. We're all just learning our way around this crazy mess. If you're 58, then I have a lot to learn from you, Smokey. Million people will be impacted by voters, even though they're too young. Complaining without voting is the only way for minors to get their voice out. Exactly. Exactly, effed up nation. And here's the thing, is that complaining is a form of voting. It's just not the kind of voting that wins. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. No, 2016, L. No, he was losing the Democratic governor's nominee to Gretchen Whitmer. But here's the thing you got to understand about grassroots politics. If there's a candidate where you live, I don't care where you live, okay? If there's a candidate and you give them one vote, okay? If you give them one vote, hey, Lucy, what's going on? Oh, we got some dumb beats here. Wow, we got a lot of people in the chat. Very lively YouTube chat today. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. If you have a candidate, Abdul El-Sayed lost in 2016. He lost his race for governor. But he won the Senate nomination for the Democratic Party against $70 million of attack ads. So even if a candidate gets one vote, a candidate like Abdul El-Sayed, even if you vote for somebody who's running for school board, who's just like a bartender, who's like, you know what, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, and then Chicken Nuggies shows up and gives him one vote, then guess what? That's like when we had one viewer in the chat, right? If you have one viewer in the chat, you're not alone. And even though it doesn't seem like it makes a difference right now, you build on that momentum. And every vote that you give a candidate that doesn't take corporate PAC money and stands against genocide and does all the right things, that's money, and that's fear that the candidate who does take all those things, they get more and more afraid. They have to defend their position. And the more they have to defend their position, the more money they have to spend to defend it. And every time, the big money has to pour money into races and different places that they didn't think they'd have to fight a battle, they lose easier for the next battle. That's the thing. It's like in Andor, when that Nemec guy says that it's brittle. Power is brittle. It has to be perfect all the time. And every one of those little acts of rebellion, they add up. Yeah, we love you. It's all love, Smokey. Abdul, let's go Michigan. Hell yeah. Yeah, exactly. They keep running against. Yeah, that's so true. Some dumb beats. They wish they could run against Hasan Piker because Hasan Piker is an entertainer. Literally. This was my tweet from my I have a satirical Twitter account. Attacking Hasan Piker is far more important than attacking fascism because it's way easier on our donors. That's what it is. It's the path of least resistance. Wow, this guy died at 84. What a piece of shit. Yeah, what is this Neera Tanden thing? She's saying that what a bunch of bullshit. Yep, here we go. This is the thing. I'm sure you've all seen this meme, but what the yeah, it's all love, Smokey. That's exactly right. That's right. You can't fight fear with fear, baby. That's why none of us are afraid. We know Smokey's coming from a place of love and curiosity. Oh, this was funny. This was from. Whoa, holy shit! Who? Oh, this was funny. I looked at this mugshot and I was like, this can't be good. And then it says 3 teenagers were arrested in South Carolina after being accused of cutting down flock cameras. I'm like, oh, police have the wrong suspects. as the real criminals are the tech billionaires and politicians who continue to force their mass AI surveillance dystopia on the public. The reason why it's because they're all made up. There's a great speech by a Palestinian activist who said that as long as there's still passports, we really don't have freedom. Because as long as we're delineating value based on citizenry and nationality, then there's no. You need laws, you need nations, I guess. Well, Smokey, you give us hope for the future too, because you give us hope from the past and now in the present. You're giving us hope now in the present. But I don't even want to tell you the 58-year-olds I've come across. Such pieces, not very nice people. I actually met somebody who was running against Greg Stanton, who was one of the people that was running against Hasan, or not against Hasan. He was assaulting Hasan, and I met Kai Newkirk, who was running against Greg Stanton to unseat him. Let me see if I can pull up. Greg Stanton. And I had told I told Kai Newkirk, I said, Greg Stanton, I think he's a piece of shit. And he's like, I don't think he's a piece of shit. I think he's done some very bad things. And I was like, damn, dude, this is a compassionate guy who actually believes in what he preaches. Because that was just like two guys talking. But I think that's an amazing it's an amazing reframe. He reframed it for me. I still think Greg Stanton's a piece of shit. I'm not. I'm good. Listen, the only time that this guy exists is on I see him on a feed for how much money he's taken from a nation that's committing crimes against humanity. Then murder is wrong, theft is wrong, rape is wrong. We don't need a large centralized government. That kind of thing wasn't imagined when humans expanded over Earth, at least in my opinion. It wasn't. This is a tricky question, Eft, because my thing is that it was not conceived when humans first started, but what humans did conceive of is community, okay? So the government can provide for the least of us. And just so that we all agree that no one has to be afraid. Yes, I have seen I've seen the clip of Darth Vader advocating for flock cameras at a town hall meeting. It's very funny. It's good. I want to see if I can. It's a couple days old. Let me see if I can find it though. Wait, what is this? Yeah, of course. Oh. Wow, Debbie Dingle. That has to be a joke. Oh, here we go. Let's see what James Carville has to say. Gotta add Carville to the censor revolution.
And is coming up on October 27th. As long as Netanyahu is sitting there, they're not going to do that well. And one of the things that people don't understand is coming up on October 27th, there's going to be an Israeli election, and Netanyahu's bloc is going to lose. And it's going to change opinions. And people are against the government. There's some people, of course, are there anti-Semites out there? Yes. But for the most part, what AIPAC doesn't understand is a lot of people and a lot of Democrats can't stand the current government of Israel. And you can spend all the fucking money you want telling me that they're good, and I'm not going to ever believe it.
Yeah. So when
Ain't enough money in the world to convince me.
So when they spend money in an election, do you think the reaction is against the establishment, the lobbying, or is it against the or is it against like Jews?
Well,
Because people say,
can't.
"Oh, that's anti-Semitic. That's why they voted against it." You know,
Well,
because
that's stupid. First of all, the people that say that people that disagree with the policies of the government of Israel are anti-Semites are frankly full of shit. Okay, and they need to be told that. And by the way, I think and a lot of my friends in Israel are telling me that the opposition government could win 61 seats in the Knesset with just a Jewish vote. You understand? About the Knesset is 120 people. I think they're like 10, maybe 12 Arab seats, and they're definitely going to be able to form a government. Some people think so. Are half the Jews in Israel anti-Semites? I don't think so. That would be news to a lot of people.
Oh, wait, you guys can't see this?
about how the issue is dividing the party, though.
I think what's dividing the party is the.
I'm such a noob when it comes to streaming. Sorry, everybody. 1 second. So, yeah, let me just put this back. I gotta go get a fan for my camera because it's too hot. I'll be right back. I want everybody to watch this clip that I just watched because did not expect to hear James Carville saying this. Yeah. Oh, it's too hot. No, 1 second. I knew it was coming. Everybody stay here and watch this clip. I'll be right back. I got a solution to this problem.
As long as Netanyahu is sitting there, they're not going to do that well. And one of the things that people don't understand is coming up on October 27th, there's going to be an Israeli election, and Netanyahu's bloc is going to lose. And it's going to change opinions. And people are against the government, and there's some people, of course, are there anti-Semites out there? Yes. But for the most part, what AIPAC doesn't understand is a lot of people and a lot of Democrats can't stand the current government of Israel, and you can spend all the fucking money you want telling me that they're good, and I'm not going to ever believe it.
Yeah. So when
Ain't enough money in the world to convince me.
So when they spend money in an election, do you think the reaction is against the establishment, the lobbying, or is it against the like Jews?
Because
people say, "Oh, that's anti-Semitic. That's why they voted against it." You know,
well, that's stupid. First of all, the people that say that people that disagree with the policies of the government of Israel are anti-Semites are frankly full of shit. Okay, and they need to be told that. And by the way, I think, and a lot of my friends in Israel are telling me that the opposition government could win 61 seats in the Knesset with just a Jewish vote. You understand? About the Knesset is 120 people. I think they're like 10, maybe 12 Arab seats, and they're definitely going to be able to form a government. Some people think so. Half the Jews in Israel anti-Semites? I don't think so. That would be news to a lot of people, wouldn't it?
Are you concerned about how the issue is dividing the party, though?
I think what's dividing the party is the policies that have been.
Party people, I'm back. Can you hear me? Let me get a mic check. Yes, okay. Beautiful. So Carville's coming out against the perfect, thank you. 1 second here. Carville's coming out against the Netanyahu government. Hasn't gone quite so far as to denounce the state of Israel, which was built on the bones of, thank you, Smooth Bandito, welcome back. Herd, Chef. I actually know the guy who owns the beef shack where they film the bear, Mr. Beef. Mr. Beef himself. I actually got a fan now, so if you all hear the fan, you got to let me know about that. That's going to be our next production issue. We must be the change. That's right. Well, the 1960s, they did change a lot. They did change a lot. Here we go. Let's see what we got. This is why the establishment is going nuclear, attacking Hasan the Hun. He represents the grassroots in their attempt to change the Democratic Party. He's very electorally effective, and they want to stop him. Yeah, notice how they're freaking out about Hasan, because during Oliver Larkin's election, he made 125,000 phone calls for DSA candidate. Do you think that scares the shit out of the Democrats? They could never pay to get 125,000 calls made with volunteer power.
And a party base that, as we've spoken about on this, Democrats who say that their party leaders should be replaced. If you want an outsider, this is your time. This is your time. This is not what we were looking at a decade ago. Get this, 62% of Democrats say their party leaders should be replaced, compared to just 24% who say no. You know, you go back at the beginning of the Donald Trump presidency, the majority of Democrats said their party leaders were taking the party in the right direction. That is not the case anymore. We are dealing with a party base that wants to throw out the old and bring in the new, and a party base that, as we've spoken about on this program before, is at its apex in terms of how liberal it is, with the majority of Democrats now saying that they are liberal, which is very different from where we were a decade ago, when the majority of Democrats said that they were either moderate or conservative. What we're talking about is a Democratic electorate that may very well be in the mood to embrace someone like Alexandria Ocasio.
Yeah, they're not going to change anything, because if they do, it's going to screw up the bag. That's the thing. It's from The Wire. If you've ever seen The Wire, if anybody here's ever seen the show The Wire, that's true. Yeah, let's go, Manuel. You don't know where we're getting the hopium from? I'll tell you where we're getting that hopium. We're getting it from Manuel, because Manuel said the other day, he's like, hey, I'm going in for a job interview tomorrow. And we lit a candle and we sent good vibes. There was like 10 of us. And then he got the job, mostly because he's talented, mostly because he showed up, and mostly because he's a reliable dude. But we sent good energy. That's where we're getting the hopium. He's on day 3 of that job. Let's go, Manuel. Let's go. Everybody give Manuel some love in the chat. Boom. Woo. That's what's up. That's what pumps me up. Okay? I seriously have never been more. I've literally been yeah, hell yeah, we're proud of you. Let's go. Yeah, I can't vote in Israel either, Smooth Bandito. And as long as Palestinians can't vote, we're going to have a big issue there. So, oh, here we go. Tim Miller. Tim Miller's the only one.
I think why we love each other. One reason why we love each other is because we're both posters at heart. Your Twitter energy, though, lately has been a little bit off of Susan Collins for my taste. I counted this morning 15 tweets about Hasan Piker since Sunday. A lot of attacking the left right now from you on the Twitter account, when we have a big challenge ahead of us in November. And so,
yes, I think this is a really important.
Yeah, Nira, what's that all about? Don't you run the Center for Progress? How can we be making any progress if your entire personality is crashing out on Twitter about a streamer? Nira Tandon has the budget of a Star Wars franchise. She literally has millions of dollars. She's in charge of a budget of millions and millions and millions of dollars. There have been feature films, franchises made for the amount of money she controls. She is attacking a guy who streams from a room in his house for the price of a Honda Civic every year. What the how much do you think she makes an hour? How much time does she spend on Twitter bashing Hasan Piker?
to discuss. I actually appreciate the opportunity to talk about this because I want to make a distinction. And I've said this publicly. I said this to the New York Times like a month or two ago, which is we're like left candidates, even DSA aligned candidates win in swing states. Where DSA candidates win in blue cities. Like, that's a healthy thing for a party. It's okay for a Democratic broad tent to have
Wait a minute. She slipped up there. She slipped up. Nira, what did you say?
For a Democratic broad tent to have very liberal candidates in very liberal parts of the country. And when people complain about this, I say to them, there are like some really cuckoo members in like MAGA parts of the country. And, you know, like it's a big tent and we should be clear on that. My concern, and it's a genuine concern, is that Hasan Piker is noxious to the brand of the Democratic Party in swing states and swing districts. And I'm always for a big tent, but big tents have tent poles. And tent pole for me is we should be against racism, sexism, homophobia, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism.
Except you're not against it when it's being perpetrated by the Israeli government and when it's being perpetrated by the Democratic Party. Because the Democratic Party has done all of those things, Nira. Seth Moulton just said that trans rights aren't absolute. That's Seth Moulton. I'm sure you love Seth Moulton. You hate Ed Markey. So you're full of shit, Nira. That's the thing. You talk out of both sides of your mouth, and you're used to being in a media environment where you only have to be not full of shit for 5 minutes at a time. But the problem is that isn't the media environment. The media environment is people like me sitting in front of a camera for 15 people for hours a day. And so they get to know me and I get to know them and we get to know each other's values. And we police our community to make sure that we're here and we're supportive of one another. Just like Hasan does, just like big streamers do. But you never had that. You had to talk to a camera and you had to talk to your friend Jake Tapper, and then you would go get cocktails at the White House Correspondents' Dinner and chuckle as everybody else in the country was getting fucked over by the policies that you were being paid to shove down the throat of all the feckless corporate Democrats that have got us into this mess. So you're full of shit. And your candidates are full of shit. And you're lying when you say that the Democratic Party doesn't stand for any of those things. Because your version of the Democratic Party has always stood for those things. And now we're taking it back. Well, we're taking it for the first time. Yeah, Neera Tanden, I can understand that. A lot of people used to like her, but she's off the deep end, man. Because she's shown her true colors. She's shown that she has no values. She only appreciates value. She is transactional.
About strategy. I'm talking about strategy. Like Abdul won. 15 tweets about Piker this week feels like a lot. Like Abdul won, and I've got things that I could nitpick Abdul about, but like he's not campaigning with the Sun anymore, like that was in the past. And again, so like why keep talking about it? It's like not that helpful. It doesn't feel like.
Oh, I see where
she's got the twitchy eye.
I feel like I have tried to be clear that it's good. It's a good thing that he's moved off of Piker. And I've said multiple times I would support Abdul Saeed. I think this is a good step. A lot of people looked at his statement and said, oh, it's not enough. Abdul Saeed's statement, it's not enough. I think this is a good step. You know, you can't.
Abdul El Sayed. It's not that hard, Neera. It's not that hard. Syed.
Like, it's good when people do stuff you want them to do. That's great. But I'll tweet less if you'd like.
No, I like your tweeting. I'm just trying to I'm trying to get like.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happened. I like Harry Enton.
Gives the game away.
I don't know why. Democrats identifying as very liberal is up 300%. Progressives are taking over the Democratic Party. Yes.
Here, Democrats who identify as very liberal or conservative. You know, there used to be a lot of conservative Democrats, right? Back in 1999, 26% of Democrats self-identified as
Yeah, it's crazy. When I was 10 years old, but the UK is telling people to stock up on canned goods and non-perishable foods because of a large chance of a massive conflict between NATO and Russia. Effed up, can you send a link to that article? I would like to go over it. He doesn't give a damn about America. What are you talking about? Dog football. Trump has had over a year to do something about it, and look at what he screwed up. We are now. No, I think, Hasan has definitely proved he gives a damn about America because he's the one fighting for America. He's asking politicians and holding them accountable for not spending money on bombs that go and destroy schools in countries none of us, want to bomb. And he's asking us to spend our tax dollars on healthcare and food and for making sure that all of us can retire after working our asses off for our entire lives and not having to put a second mortgage on our home so that we can decide if we want to survive cancer or not. So we can leave our kids something if you even can afford to have kids. So yeah, I think Hasan Piker's doing quite a bit for America. And actually, if you look at this poll, you'll see that people are moving left and they're beginning to embrace the kind of policies that the rest of the world decided a long time ago were worth investing in because they were going to be investing in their future. And, people like Donald Trump and Neera Tanden and all them, they care about is what they have and how to protect it and getting more. But if we're going to survive this entire thing, this country, if this experiment is going to come to the place where everybody is actually created equal, then everybody needs a fair shot at the promises that the racist, genocidal founding fathers said that they stood for, but they didn't back it up with any action. Hey, what's up, Chicago Bish? Chicago Bish is back. She is our OG Twitch subscriber. We love her. She's in the mix. YouTube, show her some love. She's the general of this army. It's been a while. Oh, good. I'm glad you're working. That's good. Chicago Bish knows what I'm going through on a personal level, and she was like one of the few people who reached out to me and made sure I was doing all right, which was really nice. Let's see what Harry has to say.
Just 5% said that they were very liberal. It was a smidgen. Now that far left has gained considerably in power. Look at this. Now we're talking about a fifth of Democrats. 21% say they're very liberal. That conservative part of the Democratic Party, adios amigos, goodbye, just 8%. And when you combine the 21% who are very liberal with those who say that they're somewhat liberal, we're talking about 3 in 5 Democrats who identify as either somewhat liberal or very liberal, with the very liberals, but much larger portion of the party. The far left, which used to just be a smidgen within the Democratic Party, has gained considerable power, as you saw in New Jersey's 11th district.
What about...
Gives the game away here.
That is very bad for business, Neera. Yeah, no, don't worry about it, Smooth Bandito. Good for you. Everybody show Smooth Bandito some love for phone banking for a candidate they believe in. What do we got here, Ellipse? That's a good username. Siamese Stormtrooper. All right. Yeah, but this is what's happening in the Democratic Party. We can see all of this happening. And, brand new intro for Hasan. Let's see what we got. Seems based.
Now, do you like Hasan Piker? Do you like Hasan Piker? Do you like Hasan Piker? Now, do you like Hasan Piker? Do you like Hasan Piker? I know you're deep and dark.
It's really funny. See, that's the thing about Hasan too that I actually do appreciate about him is that he always leans into the worst thing that people are saying about him, and he's like, fine. Yeah, Gen Z gives me a ton of hope. Because I'm the oldest guy in this little cohort of we got like a collective here of people. You know, we have different shows that we host, and there's a lot of younger people that host the shows because I really just know how to talk into a microphone and look straight into the camera and say, coming up next, this toothpaste ad. But there's so many young people that I talk to now, and it really gives me a lot of hope because they don't put up with shit. Like, if you're Gen Alpha, Gen Z, y'all keep going with your guts. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. No one's, I got sold a version of America that doesn't exist anymore. You know? Like, and I believed in it until my mid-20s, and then I realized, oh, this is all bullshit. I was working for DNA Info, which was owned by the Ricketts family. It was billionaires. And at the time, I was, like, pretty liberal, but not, like, as left as I am now. And this is kind of what radicalized me. I was working it was a DNA Info. It was a local newspaper owned by the Rickett family, who are these rich people in Omaha. Dan Osborne, I think, is running against them, or Rob Sand. I forget which. They're one of them's a senator. And so Ricketts finds out that the journalists at DNA Info, which is a local newspaper, are going to unionize. So the next day, he shuts down the newspaper. And I said at that moment, I was like, this is fucked. She's effing pissed. She just started her master's program. Yeah, DNA Info was awesome. DNA Info was a great place to work. Good Bandit, and actually it was a shitty place to work, but it was a good mission. Horrible advice from the host. Kat is amazing. She is amazing. Hunter, he's great. See if you can drop it in the Discord from the link earlier. Gen Z has given me a lot of hope. Regular chatters can't send links. Oh, I think I did that because of that bot we had, Burgles. I hate that guy. Let's see here. Lake Ontario to Lake America. What is going on?
They want to be treated like a state, but they're not a state. But they want to be treated like they're a state. And so we just can't do that anymore. We lose on average over the last 15 years, $60 billion a year carrying Canada. So we just can't do it anymore. We love the people of Canada. I don't think their representatives do an appropriate job. Maybe they'll change. They want to be treated like.
So we're changing another large body of water to Lake America. And I'm sure that Tony Dukoppel on CBS is going to talk about this for 6 hours tomorrow. It's going to be the big breaking story. It's like President Trump has upset the norms of map making yet again. And you're going to see like Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know who blocks Block Club. Yeah, he wants oceans too. Ricketts suck. Yeah, okay, I won't. Thank you, Nuggies. I think I'm gonna make you a mod too, Nuggies, because you're with it. You're hip to it. And Sprout, Sprout's amazing. We need to have multiple trusted fellows. Effed Up Nation, you can get the nod too. Boom. This is important. Effed Up Nation said, good, Bandit. And although you may have moments of doubt, don't let doubt spiral too much. There's always be someone willing to fight for themselves, for their neighbors, for you, and strangers. Hell yeah. I needed to hear that today. I've had a tough day. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Let me take a look at this Discord real quick. Make sure you join the Discord. So let me see what we are dealing with here. Oh, Trump Israel to Lake. Yeah, he did. God, this guy is not like, this guy just sees everything and it's a toilet. Let's see here. Rapid response. Here we go. Thank you, Effed Up Nation. Copy link. Sorry, I'm such a boomer. Well, I'm a millennial, so don't hate me, but let's see here. Let's see what we got. Let's see here. So this is breaking news. We did conquer another body of water with a Sharpie. That's huge. Remember when the mainstream media was freaking out about Sharpie Gate and Trump won? That was embarrassing. All right, let's see what we got here.
War. The Islamist terrorist regime in Iran has attacked our country, not just once, but 3 times now. This time in a major cybersecurity attack that shut down one of our power plants for 4 days. This is
let's see here. Planning for national crisis has been pushed towards fears of Vladimir Putin. Plans for certain aspects of the homeland defenses have been given a deadline of 2035, but sources have indicated this now brought forward according. I don't really trust this because there's no to the Telegraph. I don't know if this is AI or what, but it could be true. I mean. Oh, no, told the Telegraph. Let's see here. If it's in the Telegraph, I would read that. The Telegraph crisis ministers warn. You can't be too careful. Let's see here. Home defense program. All right. Holy cow, you're right. It's real. Holy shit. Effed Up Nation, you were right. Holy cow. We cut the funding for school lunches for kids because he said we need more money for war. I do remember that. I tried finding the non-AI and real news site, but my Google was lagging very badly. I understand what you're saying now. Okay, cool. To continue, we will go to, 1 second, remove paywall. Sorry, Legacy Media. If you were an independent media person that we trusted, we would not be doing a remove paywall, but because we are an independent media and you're making it harder for us to report on stuff, we are going to remove the paywall for our friends in the chat so we can all learn what's actually happening in the world. Because the reason Trump won, The first time is because all the good information was behind paywalls, and the New York Times drastically underestimated the purchasing power of the electorate. Because no one cares about politics. They care about what's cheap. And people are going to always go for the cheap, simplest option unless you incentivize them to go for the more complicated one. So making somebody pay New York Times isn't going to help. Figure out another way to make money. Also, why don't you report on genocide? Maybe that'll help. Okay. Civil defense planning for a major emergency has been... Okay, this is August 25th. Good find, effed up nation. Good find. Civil defense planning accelerated over threat from Russia. Cabinet office to told up to speed up crisis plans as dangers loom. Civil defense planning for a major emergency has been accelerated amid fears Russia could strike a critical sector within the next few years. Sources told The Telegraph that the Cabinet Office had been told to bring forward planning for the Home Defense Program, an initiative that aims to bring together civilian and military planning for crises. The program is led by COBR, a national emergency committee named after the Cabinet Office briefing rooms, and includes plans for the War Book, the government's classified blueprint to transition the country for crisis and conflict. Sources said that some elements of the plans for Homeland Defenses had been brought forward from a previous deadline of 2035 to 2030. They declined to say which element the deadline related to because of the sensitivities around the plans, but one source said we do need to accelerate preparedness in a range of threat areas, which means in the next few years, not the next decade. Last month, the government published an updated national risk register listing 95 risks but omitting the most sensitive classified ones. Sir Keir Starmer, the former prime minister, warned earlier this year that Moscow could launch an attack on NATO as soon as 2030, echoing assessments by intelligence agencies and Mark Rutte, NATO's Secretary General. Gray zone attacks. The move to accelerate civil defense planning came as a former senior Russian official warned on Tuesday of the prospect of a semi-military response against British drone factories supporting Ukraine. Security and defense chiefs have warned for some time that Russia and other hostile states are scaling up so-called gray zone attacks between peace and war, including cyber attacks on critical infrastructure. The Telegraph revealed on Sunday that Iran successfully shut down a British power station for 4 days in an unprecedented cyber attack. Holy shit. The affected plant was relatively small and the outage did not impact the wire powder grid. However, it demonstrated that hostile actors can access sensitive sites. An energy resilience strategy expected to be published later this year. Officials fear the public is not sufficiently attuned to the potential risk and plan to launch an information campaign on national resilience this autumn with guidance on stockpiling food, water, and candles. One source said, "We need to be ready for threats to become more possible by 2030. As part of the preparations, Operation Albanston Shadow, the largest ever national home defense exercise run by COBR, will be carried out in 2027. Some former cabinet office officials have expressed frustration with the slow pace of preparations, claiming complacency had resulted in the War Book last being updated in 2004. A government spokesperson said the government has been running the home defense program since 2024, ensuring the country is fully prepared to deal with a variety of threats. Safeguarding national security is the first priority of any government, and we routinely plan for a range of scenarios as a vital part of maintaining our preparedness." Holy shit. Who's Hasan Piker? Good question. Never heard of him. So this is an interesting development that makes me feel a lot better about not having retirement savings. Is England preparing for World War III while we prepare to rename bodies of water? Effed Up Nation, good stuff. This was a great find. It makes me feel a lot better about my lack of retirement savings. Yeah, I mean, well, we've always kind of been at risk. There's a good documentary called Zero Day. It's about Alexander Gibney wrote it. He did it. If you've never seen uh sorry, I'm trying to find this. Russian officials said that there was going to be a semi-military response in the gray zone. I want to see what let's see here. Semi-response, Russian official, the Telegraph. Here we go. Russian threatens to attack British factories. Let's see here. Boop-a-doo. Okay. Russia threatens to attack British factories. Moscow could take semi-military action against manufacturers of drones and missile components. Russia has threatened to attack British factories after the UK gave Ukraine the blueprints to build its own Storm Shadow missiles. Andrei Fedorov, a powerful advisor to Vladimir Putin, said Moscow would not 100% exclude the possibility of semi-military action against manufacturers supplying drone and missile components to Kiev. Western intelligence sources told The Telegraph that Russia had already launched a fresh wave of covert attacks against European armament factories. Mr. Fedorov's intervention on Monday escalated the war of words between London and Moscow over British support for Ukraine. Earlier that day, the Kremlin had accused Andy Burnham of adding fuel to the fire of war by sharing the blueprints with Ukraine. The Prime Minister had replied, "Who started the fire? That's the question, isn't it?" Mr. Fedorov made the comments during an appearance on the BBC's Newsnight after Mr. Burnham had visited Kiev for the first time. Fedorov did not explicitly say how Moscow would attack. He suggested a producer of drones or Storm Shadow missile components could be targeted in a cyber attack by unknown sources. There might be different political steps, and I cannot exclude 100% that there might be some semi-military, for example. He then made the threat against British factories, explaining that semi-military action meant that something might happen with enterprises with the factories that are producing drones for Ukraine. During the Newsnight interview, he said the Prime Minister's Storm Shadow decision was considered by Moscow to be a direct military involvement in the war, which he claimed had moved beyond the Ukrainian borders. The vulnerability of British industry to cyber attacks by malign actors had recently come to the fore, with the Telegraph revealing on Saturday that hackers linked to the Iranian government had shut down a power plant for 4 days. Moscow last threatened unspecified consequences in response to reports that Ukrainian forces had used British-built drones to hit targets on Russian soil. Russia insisted Britain would pay a higher price for its support to Kiev. However, repeated Russian threats and sabotage operations have so far failed to deter Britain from providing military and intelligence support to Ukraine. During Mr. Burnham's trip, Ukraine handed over a gold mine of intelligence to protect Britain from Russian spies and saboteurs. Britain is the first country to be given access to Kiev's large Avenger Labs repository containing millions of images of Russian tanks, air defenses, troops, drones, and artillery systems. The data will be used to train technology at British bases to help detect saboteurs and spies trying to gain access to military secrets or sites. This is, Oh, I didn't actually know this, Effed Up Nation. Whoa. Okay, well, things are starting to heat up here in the world that we live in. I need to take a break because we're coming back tonight at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. What time is it? I don't remember. What time does Hunter come on? I think we're going to do 7 o'clock. Set an alarm and come back then. Won't talk much since I'll be packing. No worries. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to do 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Be sure to join us. We're going to be doing a straight politics episode with our political director, Hunter Isn't Done. He's actually been on MSNBC quite a bit, but he's super based, so don't judge him on that point alone. Yeah, we're flirting with World War III before midterms for sure. All right, folks. First of all, F'd Up Nation, you're getting the MVP. You're getting the game ball for the chat today. Also, Smokey, Chickies, great chat. Everybody who came in today. Chicago Bish is back. Smooth Bandito came and hung out. Thank you so much for all of you coming in. There are too many of you to thank in times like these, but I am so grateful, each and every one of you. Lucy Bell, we didn't forget you. Thank you so much for coming in. Don't forget, we're going to be live again in about an hour and 45 minutes. This is my full-time job for the next 6 months, and inshallah, we get to a place where it will be my full-time job for the rest of my life. A lot of changes happening, though, so yeah, I'm really grateful for each and every one of you. Showing up here has helped me weather this storm that I'm going through. And it doesn't matter what. Just remember this, folks. In times of crisis, don't look back and ask why. Ask how right now. Because when you get through it, you're going to look back and you're going to go, that's why it happened. You'll know when you look back. But right now, we're not asking why, we're asking how. So no matter what you do to live, thrive, or survive, never forget you need somebody to love. Reach out to community, reach for a person, not for a thing that's going to help you forget what you feel. Everybody, Manuel, congratulations. Love you all. Discord link. Yeah, join the Discord, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, I got it. Hang on a second. Just go here. Party Crashers. Okay, 1 second. Party Crashers. Yeah, join our Discord. Partycrashers.show. Okay. Partycrashers.show. That's where it is. Partycrashers.show. You click the Discord link. Join our Discord. Thank you so much, F'd Up. If anybody wants to be a mod, here's the Discord invite directly. Let me know. You got the job. As long as I trust you. You know who you are. Thank you all so much. Drinking clean water, eating clean food. Much love. Let's do it, people. Everybody take care. We'll see you on the next one in an hour and a half.